Class 9th W is very privileged to have this opportunity to address you at this most special event, our annual function. The topic of our annual function is Nazism, a period marked by darkness and turmoil that has left an indelible mark on humanity. So, let us start our exploration with an open mind, a compassionate heart, and with determination.
We have come together in the warmth of this auditorium to commence our day with moments of serenity and reflection through our morning prayer. So now let's join our hands and get ready for the morning prayer.
But the invisible injuries can take a lifetime to heal and affects the lives of generations to come. Thank you.
Dance is the perfect balance between perfection and beauty. So now some students of our class are going to present the classical dance.
We are about to witness a skit that lights on the rise of Nazism and the enigmatic figure behind it, Adolf Hitler. The time we are about to revisit is the early 20th century, when the world was grappling socio-economic challenges and political unrest. In the midst of all emerged a man whose ideologies would go on to shape the darkest periods of history. Through this skit, we aim to raise your understanding about the dangerous ideologies of Nazism.
First World War had devastating impact on Germany, psychologically and financially. The war left a deep imprint on European society and polity. 1920 to 1925, the world was facing great economic depression. Everywhere there was a situation of instability and people were finding it hard to earn for bread.
Will I give for my family for meal tonight, as we don't have anything left in the kitchen?
I know the situation very well, but I am helpless. I don't have any money and I am not getting any job these days.
What shall we do if it remains like this?
I am going through great depression. What should I do? Peter! Yes, what happened to you? Why did you come so late? I don't have anything for you.
No, I came here to tell you something. Tomorrow, a new party. Let's hear their speech. Maybe they would help us.
Who is this party and how would they help us?
Oh, you don't know? In 1919, Hitler joined a small group called the German Workers' Party. He subsequently took over the organization and renamed it as the Nationalist Socialist German Workers' Party. This later came to be known as the Nazi Party.
Who is the head of this party?
The head of this party is Austrian politician Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler? Who is he?
I will let you know. Hurry up and go for the meeting.
Let's go.
As long as there are people on this earth, there will be nations against nations, and they will be forced to protect our vital right in the same way as the individual is forced to protect their right. We will take every measure that increases the strength of our people.
Oh, we hope that the godfather of our country is leading ahead.
Oh, we feel that.
Enlarged their loans and had to pay for reparations in gold. This depleted gold reserves at a time when resources were scarce. In 1923, Germany refused to pay and French occupied its leading industrial area, Ruhr, to claim their gold. Germany retaliated with passive resistance and printed paper currency recklessly. With too much currency in circulation, the value of German mark fell. Sack full of currency notes and give me a loaf of bread. Kindly take this sack full of currency notes and give me a loaf of bread. Kindly take this sack full of currency notes. This crisis came to be known as a hyperinflation, a situation when prices rise phenomenally high. During the Great Depression, the unemployed could not hope for any wage or shelter. In the winter nights, when they wanted a shelter over their lives, over their heads, they had to pay to sleep like this. German investment and industrial recovery were totally dependent on short-term loans that were largely from the USA. This support was withdrawn when the Wall Street Exchange crashed in 1929. The German economy was worsened by the economic crisis.
Willing to do any work, willing to do any work, willing to do any work, willing to do any work.
If you support me and vote in the election, I will solve all your problems. What I am planning or aiming today is nothing compared to what I have already achieved and accomplished. Today, I can fight and struggle for Germany.
Hitler was a powerful speaker. His passion and words moved people. He promised to build a strong nation and offered employment to those looking for work. Scene 6, 1932 elections are going to be held.
The result of election today.
I will enhance the dignity of each individual of Germany.
Oh.
Due to the above-mentioned promises, Nazi Party won the elections in 1933. The President of Germany, Hindenburg, appointed Hitler as the Chancellor of Germany. Due to this power, Hitler introduced dictatorship in Germany instead of democracy.
I am going to pass an act in Germany as an enabling act. This will establish dictatorship in Germany. All political parties and union trades were banned except for the Nazi Party.
Oh yes.
I am going to assign the responsibility of economic recovery to you. Your aim should be full production and full employment.
Hitler achieved quick success. He pulled out of the League of Nations in 1933. He integrated Austria and Germany in 1938 under the slogan, "One people, one empire and one leader."
Instead of focusing on improving the economy of the country, you are engaged in fighting with other countries, and we are investing hugely in their armament as the state still ran in defeat financing. You should stop this and start development in your own country.
Why should I develop my own country when I can occupy another developing country?
I don't like your behavior. I am going to leave you.
You can go.
War as the way out of the economic crisis.
In September 1939, Germany invaded Poland. This started a war with France and England. In September 1940, a three-party pact was signed between Germany, Italy and Japan, strengthening Hitler's claims to international power. By the end of 1940, Hitler was at the pinnacle of his power.
Hitler attacked the Soviet Union in June 1941. Meanwhile, in this historic blunder, he exposed the German Western Front to the British aerial bombing and the Eastern Front to the powerful Soviet armies. Meanwhile, the USA had resisted involvement in the war, but it could not stay out for any long. When Japan extended its support to Hitler and dropped the US bomb at Pearl Harbor, the USA entered the Second World War. The war ended in May 1945 with Hitler's defeat and US dropping of atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan.
World War ended in May 1945 with two things: defeat of Germany and with atomic blast on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We have seen that Hitler was the reason for all the devastation that had happened. He was also the reason for all the innocent lives that were lost due to World War. Hitler had lost everything, his power and the trust of his people. Thank you.
Discussion offers a great opportunity to everyone to take a deep dive into the subject and understand it profoundly. Let's enrich ourselves more on the given topic, Nazis.
An Austrian-born German politician who was a dictator from 1933 till 1945. He rose to power as the leader of Nazi Party, becoming the Chancellor of Germany. He was born in Austria-Hungary in Brno am Main and was raised near the town of Linz. Became its leader in 1921. He tried to seize governmental power with a failed coup in Munich and was imprisoned with a sentence of 5 years. In jail, Hitler dictated his own volume of his autobiography and political manifest, Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle. After his early release in 1924, Hitler gained popular support by breaking the Treaty of Versailles, prompting pan-Germanism, anti-communism and anti-Semitism with a charismatic oratory and Nazi propaganda. Now my friend will tell you more about Nazi ideology.
Adolf Hitler was known for the harsh ideologies that he and his Nazi party practiced under National Socialism. During the rise of Hitler in power in Germany in 1930s, he applied the ideology to distinguish between Nordic German Aryans and other communities living in the Europe.
Hitler and Nazi ideology always rejected the concept of universal equality and a common good for a German society. His ideology majorly focused on two things, race and space.
The Nazi ideology became firm when Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 1933. He believed that humanity was divided into separate groups and always rejected the idea of one group of human beings.
Nazi party established horrifying groups and programs to distinguish between races and eventually captured huge parts of Europe.
The concept of liberalism, commonly known as living space, was a popular policy established in the Nazi ideology to conquer borders and territories in Europe. Under this ideology, his party slaughtered slaves and Jews were living in that region were occupying lands of the other races. In this way, people were horrified by the way how Nazis treated them.
This was the primary concept of a Nazi ideology that deemed iron as the pinnacle of a human racial hierarchy. As Hitler came into the power, he declared that Aryans were superior than any other race in the Europe. The Nazi party introduced a policy called the Aryan Certificate.
Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party were interested in the country's youth. He founded that the organization called Jungvolk for the German kids aged between 10 to 14. They learned to hate Jews along with other undesirable races. After the rigorous physical and ideological training, young boys had to join labor service to serve in the armed forces at 18.
When Germany occupied Poland, Poles were forced to flee their homes and possessions because they were deemed undesirable by the Nazis. Children from Poland who appeared to be Aryans were taken from their home and tested by race experts. If they failed the test, they were deposited in orphanages and died of starvation.
The children who passed their language were forced to join the Jungvolk. Soon at the age of 10, they were forced to join the Jungvolk.
Separate living places for Jews, Poles and Gypsies. Jews were barred from owning land. They survived mainly through trade and money lending. They lived in separately marked areas called ghettos. Poles were then herded like cattle in the other part called the General Government, the destination of all undesirable of the empire. With some of the largest ghettos and gas chambers, the General Government also served as the killing field for the Jews.
People in the gas chambers were killed within a few minutes after inhaling poisonous of gas inside the chambers. This practice was later termed Holocaust.
Under Nazi ideology, the Holocaust was one of the most terrifying incidents considered the genocide of European Jews by the Nazis during the Second World War. Nazi Germany slaughtered over 6 million on Jews across occupied Europe by carrying out mass shooting in concentration camps.
Many Holocaust survivors have written poems, books and biographies highlighting the killing field for the Jews during the Second World War.
The Nazi ideology, when spread all across the world, faced huge criticism and backlash for inhuman practices. Other races were suffering and dying from injustice, but many Germans were against practices like Jungvolk and racial utopia. However, Germans were too scared of protesting against the system as they feared of being publicly condemned and severely punished. It was only after the defeat of Nazi Germany in the Second World War, Nazi ideas were prohibited forever in the Germany and other parts of Europe.
History is thoughts that breathe and words that burn. So now, students of our class are going to present the Hindi poem.
रंग है जिससे मनुष्य एक विश्व को छोड़कर दूसरे विश्व में प्रवेश करता है। आज हम एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं जिसका शीर्षक है कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। बाधाएं आती हैं आए, बाधाएं आती हैं आए, घिरे पन्ने की घोर घटाए, पांवों के नीचे अंगारे, सिर पर बरसे यदि ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा।
हसरुदन में तूफानों में, हसरुदन में तूफानों में, अगर असंख्यक बलिदानों में, उद्यानों में, वीरानों में, अपमानों में, सम्मानों में, उन्नत मस्तक उभरा सीना, पीड़ाओं में पलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा।
उजियारे में अंधकार में, उजियारे में अंधकार में, कलहार में भीषहार में, घोर घृणा में भूत प्यार में, क्षणिक जीत में दीर्घहार में, जीवन के शत शत आकर्षण अरमानों को ढलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा।
सम्मुख फैला अगर है पथ, सम्मुख फैला अगर है पथ, प्रगति चिरंतन कैसा इतियम, सुस्मित हर्षित कैसा श्रम शलत, असफल सफल सम्मान मनोरथ, सब कुछ देकर कुछ ना मांगते, पावस बनकर ढलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा।
जीवन की शत शत आहुति में, जीवन की शत शत आहुति में, जलना होगा, गलना होगा, जलना होगा, गलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। धन्यवाद।
What is the honey of all the flowers, the essence of all sciences, the marrow of it and the very phrase of angels? So now some students of our class are going to present the English poem.
Men stand before you with a heart brimming with joy and a soul ablaze with passion. Today, I'm very honored to share with you a self-composed English poetry of mine that has emerged from the depths of my imaginations and echoes of my emotions. So now, with immense gratitude and humility, my fellows and I are going to present the English poem From Tragedy to Tyranny, Nazi Regime Unfolded.
In shadows great, a tale unfolds of a darkness that history holds. A time of anguish, pain and dread. Nazism rise where evil spread. In the heart of Europe, a fire sparked as wounds of World War left their mark. A nation battered, desperate for life. A leader emerged with venomous might. Adolf Hitler, a man of deceit. Adolf Hitler, a man of deceit. With twisted ideals he sought to meet. Charismatic words he wove his spell. A hypnotic voice that cast its spell. He preyed on fears fueled by hate. He preyed on fears fueled by hate. Dividing hearts a venomous trait. Difficult promises of glorious time. But behind the facade, darkness would remain. With iron fists and iron will. With iron fists and iron will. He silenced opposition, crushing goodwill. Suppressing freedom, trampling rights. Censoring truth with unholy might. In the echoes of the past, let us find a world united, compassionate and kind, where freedom flourishes and justice is true. Where freedom flourishes and justice is true. In the face of darkness, let our light shine through. In the face of darkness, let our light shine through. Thank you.
Music, once admitted to the soul, becomes a sort of spirit and never dies. So now some students of our class are going to present a Hindi song.
मैं परिंदा क्यों बनूं
So now Sia and Sukman of our class are going to present an Hindi song.
Feels like the whole world's against me. When I'm down, ain't nobody helping me. Feels like I'm at my limit mentally. I've gotta make it, it's my destiny. I might not have the answers to it all. One thing I know, I'll keep on trying, 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 trying. No matter how many times I fall, no matter how low I go, no matter how many times I lose, I'll pick myself up again. I lost won't stop my growth. The pain won't stop my show. I'll still give life my all. I'll pick myself up again. Yeah, lost won't stop my growth. The pain won't stop my show. I'll still give life my all. I'll pick myself up again.
The essence of instrumental music lies here in that one is able to express in tones that one is unable to say in words. So now Satyam and Sparsh of our class are going to present an instrumental performance.
mind, makes you confident, and kills the negativity within you. So some students of a class are going to present a good dance to enlighten the soul.